Good morning, beautiful people. It's 11:39 a.m. on the 6th of December 2023. It's stinking humid in Brisbane, Australia right now. I'm living in hell. Somebody get me out of here. No, maybe not. The last time I tried to get out of here, that wasn't salubrious to my mental health or physical prowess, so we won't be getting anywhere fast. We'll just splonge along in the Brisbane heat and think of all the lovely things that are coming my way if I just hold on another day. Well, I'm good at that, aren't I? 58 years of holding on. I'm holding it together. I'm keeping it precious and I'm keeping it real. So, had a lovely day with my cousin yesterday, which I always do. We get along well. I actually used to get along very well with my father in spite of his, he was a different kettle of fish. My cousin's a totally different person, but I actually got along well with my father most of the time. So, but it's very strange when I'm with my patrilineal line, just seeing all the quirkiness that comes out amongst us. I mean, you kind of have to laugh. But anyway, we had a lovely day, and I told her I was very happy to see her again because I haven't made it up to Cairns to visit her because I don't go anywhere. Oh dear goddess, my life is just an ever diminishing, cycling, narrowing, almost bone-crushing isolation almost to the point of the 0 point field. But you know what happens when you get to the 0 point, babies? Mama T goes supernova. I would like to travel more in the next few years if my health improves and I can scrape up, manifest, align enough money to do so. Don't know how I'm going to do that. It's in the lap of the gods. Just like my love life and my sex life is in someone else's lap at the moment. The COVID lap. It's a bit mean, but it is what it is. And I don't do fantasies, she says, raising her eyebrows. But anyway, it's a delay in the romantic tryst that I was planning on having because my new friend got sick. And I, not long ago, recovered from COVID myself. And then my friend Lynn rang me yesterday and said her daughter had COVID, so I freaked out that I've caught COVID again. Really freaked out because I wasn't actually feeling all that well yesterday after being out in the heat and a bit dehydrated. But no, negative rat test. But it's like, it's scary. It's swirling all around us. It's like they've unleashed something, haven't they? Because it's Christmas and they want to fuck our vibe. They being Big Pharma and the powers that be, right? It happens every year. It's like, there's no accidents in the universe, people. So stay safe, stay aware, stay home as much as possible out of the heat in Brisbane. My fellow Brisbanians, and stay in love with each other. Just saying. At the end of the day, all we have is the love we have for each other, even if sometimes it goes nowhere, right? Oh dear goddess, it's a worry. Anyway, trying to work out why my laptop's doing weird things again. I have to move that up, move that back up, move that back down, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Never mind. That wasn't my intention, people. I just realised how that sounded, though. When you're in love, the whole world is Jewish. That just popped into my mind. I'm not in love yet. I hope not. Don't know. I've only met this person once. They have been very eager, so maybe that's what I'm in love with, just the idea of it all. It remains to be seen what happens in the future. So here we are. I've posted a photo, and I actually have that one dated this time. 6th of December 2020, Charlie riding shotgun on our hammock. Lovely boy. Our hammock meaning my hammock, the dog's hammock, the bird's hammock, and the cat's hammock. Because that's my little family even back then. My little family is also ever diminishing. We're down to just Charlie now. And yeah, she had this weird, can you see it? She had this weird bruising on her beak for months. Thankfully, that's gone away, and her beak is actually a much brighter orange than it was back in those days. So yeah, 2020, she was about, I'd had her since 2017, so she was about 6 years old there. So yeah, her beak's definitely changed colour as she's gotten older. There she is. My semi-naked bird, because she plucks out all her feathers. And what can we say about that? Even my birdie's got mental health issues and trichotillomania, and it's probably some underlying condition inside. I always worry she's going to drop dead on me, but I've been worrying about that since I got her in 2017, and it's now 6 years later, and she's actually still quite robust and feisty, like the mama tea, robust and feisty. So there is that. Here's a nice photo of me after I've come back from the hairdresser saying, thanks Kylie, because gratitude is everything. And I enjoy getting my hair done with my beautiful friend Kylie. Where are we? Over here. We always we always talk about my nights out and the weekends and all the characters I meet and all the characters that trigger me sometimes and all the shenanigans and all the wildness and all the craziness. And she just loves it, you know. Well, she loves me because we're friends. I think she does. Maybe love's too strong a word. No, I think she does love me. She likes my crazy stories anyway. Who doesn't? They're a bit entertaining sometimes. When I'm not all, oh, I'm lonely, I'm bored, I'm going to die. I can be quite amusing the other times. Anyway. So, oh my goodness. Just looking at this house across the way from us, and I thought, what are those weird shapes out the front? Because it's like way in the distance. I think they're reindeer she's got out the front of her house. So that's nice. Just took me a while to register what they were. So I wrote this in response to an article by the Sydney Morning Herald entitled Dehumanised and Violated, Women Tell of Obstetric Violence During Childbirth. So I replied, and been there, done that, got the t-shirt. My own birthings were highly systematically and domestically abusive. I actually wanted more children, but after my horrific experiences, I stopped after Jasmine. It took me years and years to recover from my birth traumas. Then add on the other evil shit that happened after I left my marriage, and I don't even know how I have survived. But midwifery and obstetrics have gone to the dogs. A cruel fate, given that birth is already a bone-shakingly vulnerable and terrifying experience for most women. Shame, Australia, shame. And you can add New Zealand into that, since I birthed my children back in New Zealand. Like, that was 1985 and 1987 respectively, and it's gotten a lot worse since then. It's a worry, people. It's a great worry. I think we need to bring back the old wise women, of ye old wise women, the midwives of old, the witches, the ones who knew about life and birth and standing in the doorway between life and death, by the way, and gave a bit more of a personal touch than being chucked in some hospital ward, hooked up to machines that half the time don't actually do a very good job, quite frankly, and just guesswork. Although I guess the old midwives had to do a fair bit of guesswork too at times. I tell you what, this being alive part, it is a miraculous feat that we have all of us in this moment have achieved it, however old you are at this moment and you're watching my video. We are all walking, living miracles. So don't cede your soul to the lunatics running our global shit show right now, because you and I are living miracles and should be treated accordingly with sweetness and kindness and honour and respect and integrity, including when we get vulnerable and ill and are reliant on some other spirit to heal our body, minds and spirits, right? Oh, but Jesus, it's a crumbling, humbling, stumbling, horrific thought at times. 6th of December 2021. I have found a dragon fruit farm at Forestdale who is willing to give me some pollen for my dragon fruit flowers. I haven't even got any flowers this year. Oh, she's probably late. Only one bud at the moment, and I can keep the pollen refrigerated for a week. So I will see if I can get my one flower, oh, but Jesus, to set fruit. I got excited over one flower. Just to see if the cross-pollinating will work on my very old plant. That plant is now, when did I leave? So it's from it, yeah, that would be about right. 1995 I got that plant. So 29 years old too. 29 seems to be a magical number in my life at the moment. Babies. 29 years of freedom and wildness and epic healing from reclaiming my freedom and my wildness, which was literally like having to chew your arm off. It's not pleasant, people. It's actually very, very torturous. But here we are, about to shift gears into another kind of paradigm. But I will still expect to be treated as though I am still a free and wild entity. Do not ever tear off my wings, babies. I am determined to be a grandmother to some living thing, lol. Oh dear goddess. A grandmother to one shitty little dragon fruit flower that even with the pollen didn't set fruit. So what am I doing wrong, people? What am I doing wrong? Well, I guess I don't have control over the fertility of my daughters, and I don't have control over a dragon fruit's fertility, and my fertility went years ago. So there is that. I guess we can just practice. Anyway, the life force is strong with this one. These two entities, my new friend and I. It's gonna be a bit weird, I think. I'm gonna be weirded out again. I don't know, maybe not. I've done all my weird processing for months. So I might be quite sanguine. I might just sit there going, oh, what? Oh, what? I'm not even here. What? I'm joking about that. 6th of December 2020. Mama T, the Tanya, the desired one. That's because my middle name is Desiree. I'm named after Napoleon's first fiance, and also his wise counsel all through all his campaigns. Desiree was quite often the brains behind all that. Mama T, the Tanya, the desired one, psychedelic dreamer. Held together by spiritual gold. I just had a funny thought. Did you see it? I just went, ding! Slide that out of my brain very quickly. Oh my God. I've got mango madness. I really have. It's too hot here. I shouldn't be making these videos. I hope you find them entertaining as you're watching my brain slowly devolve and fry in my head. I need to go swimming. I might actually go swimming for a change. Held together by spiritual gold, she created like ambrosia down the back of her throat by speaking out and fighting and living on in the face of great evil. From evil perverted shit to gold. Well, spiritual gold. An asset, not a liability. A raw becoming, a Phoenixian fiery dance, an awakening, a delightful dreamer's healing. And what was that in response to? Because that's a bit random, isn't it? Ah, yes. In Japan, broken objects are often repaired with gold. The flaw is seen as a unique piece of the object's history, which adds to its beauty. Consider this when you see a broken but rebuilt kintsugi'd heart. Here you go, kintsugi. Never give up on someone that you love. Never throw them away. They can be repaired. It might be a spiritual repair. It might take decades, as it did in my case. But when we come back, gilded, recalibrated, rejoicing in life, we are a work of art, of magic, of awe, and of life force. Looking at my very baggy eyes because, I've had 2 nights of 7 hours sleep, but I'm playing catch up on the fucking 4 weeks or so of just 3 hours sleep. It's not normal. Well, it is normal. My previous psychiatrist warned me that that would happen one day to me. He says, when you get older, you'll only live on 3 or 4 hours sleep. I said to him, how do you function? He says, I'm busy all night long. He said, I write medical reports for the courts for the following day. He said, I read medical journals. He said, I have, I think great thoughts. I write, mainly medical reports he was writing because after all, that was his profession. And I'm going to be a bit cheeky and tell tales out of school, but he'd be long dead by now, my beautiful elderly psychiatrist. But he had boxes and boxes and boxes all piled up at the back of his desk, behind his desk on the shelving. And I said, what is that, doctor? Is that some new antidepressant? How do you pronounce it? Cialis? Chalice? And he went bright red and he said, it's a form of Viagra, Tanya. And I went, oh. And I went, what? To give to your patients? He went, no, it's my personal stock, Tanya. And I just looked at him and went, oh, baby. So that was the other thing my elderly doctor was doing when he wasn't sleeping. God rest his soul and his very satisfied wife. But I had to laugh about it in a way. It was sweet. always a gentleman with me. That was the one time our therapeutic alliance sort of merged into something of a almost sexual nature, because I was nosy and curious. I wanted to know what CIALIS was. And I really did think it was some antidepressant he was promoting. But anyway, I mean, he may have needed it for some other reason, like maybe they give it to people for prostates or something. There might be a legitimate reason that had nothing to do with sex, that he needed so much goddamn chalice. But I tell you, I'm still laughing about it to this day. I guess it's not funny if it happens to you, though. Really. Oh, dear goddess. Stop me now. Hang on, I've got to stop. I've got to recalibrate. Right. Back in the room. So, I shared a, this is delightful. I shared a meme. It started with a kiss. How did it end up like this? And if you can see it clearly, the little puppy's like kissing the little goldfish, and then the goldfish just about swallows him whole, right? I don't know if that's real or if that's photoshopped, though, to be fair, but it's cute. So it's very cute. And so I wrote, my comment was pretty much the engulfment gulp, which is my dry sense of humour at times. Today I'm going to have lunch with my nephew by marriage and divorce and his family. I have not seen him for 18 months, so I hope we have a pleasant time. Yes, that was a bit odd. He came here all guns blazing, all excited to reconnect and have a reunion with his auntie, and came here with the family, and there was so much spiritual and innovation that even my dining table flaming tipped, which was bizarre. And, and I enjoyed them visiting with the little children because, no grandchildren, and I was at least enjoying my great niece and nephew. And then didn't see them for 18 months. And then when we reconnected, it went flat again. So that was that. I'm still pissed off about that a bit. Can you tell? I hate when people are disingenuous with me. It's like, either choose to have me in your life and do the work and make the effort, on both sides, and form a relationship with me. But if you're disingenuous and I don't know what their agenda was, I really don't. It's fucked people. But if you're just really disingenuous, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I won't miss you after a while. I won't even know you existed. It's like, ding, slide out of my life. Anyway, that was a bit odd. Anyway, I continue writing. I bought him a jar of gefilte fish because he was pressuring me to make him gefilte fish because he was homesick for, his grandmother's, here I say it, as he misses his grandmother's heimische cooking. And I would never cook gefilte fish, as I hate fish, the stink of it. I don't ever bring fish into my house, ever, and certainly not shellfish because it's not kosher, but also it stinks and it's disgusting. I've never liked shellfish or seafood much. So if I get a partner that's a seafood junkie, they'll have to eat without me or go, I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably knock off some woman who's even fishier than me. That's probably what I'm doing wrong. Oh, never mind. Stop it, Tanya. Stop it now. You have to laugh, though. It's probably true, a little bit. Anyway, I also bought a Black Forest cake. Like, I really fucking spoilt this family, given my poverty issues. Oh, anyway. I also bought a Black Forest cake, so there will be some serious feasting and no doubt sharing of family histories or hysterias. I must say that was valuable and interesting. It was worth spoiling them with gefilte fish, which I detest, and a Black Forest cake, to actually get some truth bombs at last about, my father-in-law's intention towards me, if not my ex-husband's, was actually quite lovely. So thank you for that, Mark Cohen, wherever you are. You know, I guess you were probably channeling your grandfather, because your grandfather did adore me, and sent me that message via you to confirm that, yes, he wanted me to prosper. He wanted me to have a beautiful life. It's just a pity that his son let down the team, right? And let's be fair, I can't blame it all on his son. I had a role to play too. I was off my head most of the time after the fucking birth traumas and realising how little he loved me, going home and giving birth to Crystal. The midwife sent my ex-husband home, right? She was born at 6:35 in the morning. So around about 3 in the morning, my husband starts getting really fucking vicious and told me that I was screaming more than the Maori woman down the hall, which was just racism and misogyny and ugliness beyond belief. So I told him that if he didn't get the fuck away from me, or something words to that, if it get the fuck away from me. And the midwives actually heard it. So they said to him, "You're tired, Mr. Aarons. You need to go home and have a rest, and we'll look after your wife. In the meantime," I'm still livid about it to this day. I had been in labour at that point in time for 25 hours, right? I needed a fucking rest. I needed to get away from that man. I was starting to have those penny drops and realisations as I was labouring with his child. Anyway, motherfucker. So anyway, they sent him home for a rest. 3 hours later, they called him to come back. He gets back just in time for the birth, right? I said, "Oh, did you have a good rest, Michael?" He said, "Actually," he said, and this is weird given the time of morning, maybe he was knocking that fella off behind my back. You wouldn't know, would you? He was so homophobic, but there was some weird fucking thing going on. Who goes home in the early hours of the morning and has, oh no, wait a minute, maybe that was the second birth, maybe that was with Jasmine. Because Jasmine was born in the evening at 8:47. No, sorry, I owe him an apology. No, he went, no, wait a minute, let's get this right. They didn't send him home when I was birthing Jasmine. Anyway, he goes off. He said he went to McDonald's on the way home. This sounds like a weird fucking story, right? Men often screw other women, by the way, while their wives are bearing down, grinding down, pushing their babies out of them. It's a common thing. Men who are dead shits, who don't love their wives and aren't loyal, will go and knock someone off, get her pregnant, while the wife's bearing down on their babies. Anyway, the motherfucker says to me, comes back, he says, "Oh, yeah, I went to McDonald's and I've had no sleep because I went to McDonald's and I ran into Peter Ramatinas," who I hated with a passion, because every time I invited him to our home, he would leer at me and undress me with his eyes. I said, "That man is banned from our home. He's just too fucking creepy, you know." "Oh, you can't stop me from bringing my friends to my home." I said, "All right, you can bring your fucking friend to our home, but I will not be here next time he comes. He's so fucking sleazy and creepy, and how he looks at me." He was a disgusting fucking thing. So I'm triggered, right, because he says, "Oh yeah, I ran into Peter Ramatina's at McDonald's, so we had a meal together, and then I went home, I just lay my head down on the pillow, and the hospital rang me to come back." I was like, "Oh, would you like a medal or just to pin it on? Like, do me a fucking favour." And, because he, to be fair, seeing your child being born is an intense experience for anyone, even if you do love your child and your wife, birthing is not easy. So anyway, and I had to have forceps delivery, so there were lots of stitches and lots of cutting and lots of blood, and it was not fucking pretty, right? It was not a pleasant experience visually, because I can't see what's going on down there. So I actually said to my specialist who was delivering our baby, I actually said to him, and here's the other funny twist of fate, the specialist was called Mr. Smith. I said, oh, it's funny that your name's Mr. Smith. He says, oh, why? I said, oh, my mum said that I was delivered by a Dr. Smith. He said, was that 20 and a half years ago? Because that's how old I was at the time I was birthing Crystal. I said, yeah, it was 20 and a half years ago, on the 12th of April, 1965. He said, oh, really? Oh, that's really cute. I said, why? He said, that was me, Dr. Smith. I'm a mister now because I'm a specialist in obstetrics. I said, oh, well, hopefully you've improved your skills since then. He had no fucking bedside manner. I says, oh, so I said to him, by the way, Mr. Smith, I mean, this shit can only happen to me, right? All I could think of was Men in Black, because my mind's lateral like that. By the way, Mr. Smith, I've got to thinking, this is me with my legs wide apart, laid bare, and all femme fatale, flagrancy, because I'm birthing a child, people. Don't get all horny on me. And I said, what do I look like down there? And he, without missing a beat, dry as anything, he said, you look like a fucking patchwork quilt. I tell you what, if I hadn't been lying there writhing in fucking agony, I would have taken a knife and stabbed that man in the throat. It was not funny. And my wasn't my ex-husband then, looks and went, oh God, you actually do. So this is how the whole, not angry, but ugly vagina trope came about. Men telling me that I look terrible when I'm birthing a child, and they made me look terrible, by the way, because they had to cut and splice and stitch. So anyway, I'm triggered about my vagina again. That's it. I'm not going to have sex. It's too awful. I can't even think about it now. It's just too awful. But I've healed, babies. I've healed. Do not ever disparage my vagina, anyone, ever again, though, because I've healed, but in a very unusual, kintsugi'd way. Anyway, too much information. But you have to laugh, kind of, sort of. The family hysterias. Anyway, I birthed my babies naturally, well, apart from the epidurals, through the opening that was designed to birth babies from. And I did my job on planet Earth as a woman. So there is that. But yes, that's right, Peter Ramatinas. I said, I'm giving birth to your child and you're having lunch with your mate. Oh, well, it wasn't lunch, it was breakfast in the early hours of the morning, with your mate at McDonald's. I said, what was he doing up at that hour of the morning, coming back from the knocking shop? Michael just sort of looked at me and went, probably. Well, I think he came off a work shift. I doubt it. It's probably out. Never mind. This is the crud that was surrounding me as I was birthing my babies. I could never do that again. I could never live that life again, people. I just couldn't. And yet I did for 10 and a half years with that man. And then gave him a second child. But I'm not angry anymore. I'm just astonished at all these old memories that come up to the surface and bubble up. And I just go, ding! Oh, you have to laugh. But I was very envious, and I'm not an envious person. But I must admit, there was a family, they just had their child, and a little baby boy. And the man, the husband, I think he was from Malaysia. He was Asian and very nice looking man. But it wasn't that he was good looking that was nice about him. I watched him as I writhed in agony after giving birth to our child, and my husband's dispassion and vague interest, he really was. I mean, he did fall in love with baby Crystal, but not, excuse me, kind of not straight away, you know. And I was so traumatized after that birth, I didn't fall in love with her straight away either. But anyway, so I look up and I'm watching this lovely Asian husband with his white New Zealander wife, and she was very dispassionate and sort of a bit cold and detached too, as well. I think it was probably the birth trauma too. But her husband, I'll never forget this couple as long as I live. The husband was warmth and light and enthusiasm and deep, deep love for his wife. I asked her, I said, oh, is this your first child? She said, no, my fifth. And I could see she was just done, like exhausted and wrung out, you know. And I said, oh, I'm so happy for you. And she said, oh, thank you. And I said, your husband is so devoted to you and so lovely. She said, oh, really? I hadn't noticed. He was the most gorgeous man. I wanted to wrap him up and take him home and keep him for myself. Because he'd come to visit and he'd say, oh, give me the baby. And he'd take their little baby boy in his arms, and he was the only baby boy in our room, you know, the rest of us all had girls. And he would look at him with such love, and I'm going to change his nappy now. And she would be like, okay, love. Like, she was just so wrung out and exhausted. And and he would change the nappy, and I'd watch his expression as he's changing the nappy and looking with so much love for his child. And I'm lying on my bed watching all this going, what the fuck have I got? What is this? What's this thing that I've got that I'm going to go home to? Like, what is it? It's not barely fucking human, you know? Anyway, and he'd kiss his little child's face, and he'd kiss his wife, and, oh, you have to put him on the breast now. She's like, okay. And he'd put her, and you know what? He was so in love. And I even said to him, the healer in me that comes out even back then was when I was a very young woman. I said, you're the most beautiful man and the most beautiful father, and I wonder where I could have got one like you. And he even laughed, you know. He was gorgeous. And the other girl next to me was a young teenage girl. No father present. And she too, we all looked with a little bit of envy. And my friend who I befriended on that room, her name was Tanya too. Her husband wasn't too bad, or her partner, but also a bit cold and dispassionate compared to this man. He was an angel, honestly. I just thought, why couldn't I have had the love of my life like that? That was devoted to me and kind and sweet and nurturing and loving, but genuine. Like, the man was the real fucking deal. He was not faking anything. He was authentically, beautifully in love with his wife and child, and probably the other children still at home, probably being cared for by the grandparents, you know. Every now and then in life you come across real magic happening, like real magic, like the most beautiful, heartfelt, sincere, authentic, purest, devoted love. And yes, the rest of us women in that ward got a little bit envious. And I turned to my Maori friend Tanya. Her name was pronounced Tania. I'm Tanya, right? And I said, Tania. She went, what? I went, I'm in love with that woman's husband. He's so beautiful with her and with their child. Tania nodded. She said, me too. I said, I'm not a jealous person. I'm not jealous of other people's joy and bliss and happiness and even success or wealth. You know, sometimes I get pissed off that I'm not wealthy and I was robbed of everything by my fucking awful family, but I'm not jealous of others. You know, I go to visit friends that were multi-millionaires and they've had beautiful homes, and I just look around and think, oh, isn't this wonderful? Imagine living like this. How wonderful. But I don't get jealous. I do get jealous if I'm with a man and he's screwing around on me, though, I admit. But that's more hurt ego and hurt pride rather than the fact that they've replaced me with some other entity, you know. My ex-lover, Davidson, was a polyamorous son of a bitch, and, well, he was really just a son of a bitch. And he was knocking off half the Jewish community of all the single women. We all knew that we were a bow on his string, and he was trying to set us like a cat amongst pigeons against each other. And I just said to them, well, we all know, you know, it's Davidson of the magnificent penis. I said, sharing himself around. I said, have some fucking dignity. I wouldn't play into his games. But the woman he married was much younger than me and very pretty when she was young. So I even said to him, I said, I can't compete against a woman of her youth and beauty and vigour, and I don't compete. So good luck with that. Get on with it, kind of thing. And he still played me along for a couple more years because on some level I don't understand it actually, why he would do that. Psychopathy. He'd still tease me along for quite a while on. He kept me in his life for quite a long, or maybe I did too, because it takes two to tango. But anyway, he strung me along for about 3 years, and finally he said, Kylie and I are getting married. And I went, oh yeah, well, good luck with that, kind of thing. And I stood up to walk out the door, and he was like, where are you going? And I went, well, you're getting married. It's like, hopeless now. Bye. And yeah, on some level there was still some kind of bond between us. But you know, and he was passionate and a little bit doting one-on-one, you know, very passionate. Beware the Davidsons. But anyway, I'm joking. He's spiralling out of control as a ghost. Can't get to me anymore. I just go, get back into the light. But yeah, there was a weird kind of kinship between him and I that went on for a long time. You know, it took me 16 years to heal from the awfulness of that. 16 years, and you know, I'd had that awful relationship with Courtney for 5 years, from 2005 to 2010, and then I didn't get involved with anyone apart from falling in love with that fucking dreadlocked nitwit who was also cold and dispassionate. So is it any wonder that I'm a bit excited having a new friend that's quite passionately, well, acting as though he's passionately interested in me? It's too early to tell, isn't it? It's always too early to tell. But that's the kind of relationship I want for my future. Not codependent and needy and pathetic, because I would just get irritated with that. I'd be like, ding, get out of my life. But someone like that Malaysian man, when his wife gave birth to their 5th child, who was still so in love with her, and so in love with life, and so in love with his own baby, and just emanating love and light. That's what I want in my next man. A man who emanates love and light, doesn't play me for a fool, doesn't cheat on me, doesn't betray me, and, you know, is authentic and sincere and passionate and eager. Not too eager, but, you know, oh, Jesus, what do I want from life? True, authentic love. That's what I want from life. There we go. I'm done now. I'm done with my mad fucking sleep-deprived, mango madness, overheated fried brain. I'm done. Enough on that subject. Will you still love me when I'm 64? Nope. Maybe. Who knows? Life is weird. Crystal laughed when I told her I bought him, my nephew Mark Cohen, gefilte fish. She said, she's got a point here. I hadn't thought about it. She said, he's a chef, Mum. Why doesn't he make his own? Why indeed? Because he wanted the mama lotion. He wanted the mama. He wanted to have the mummy be his mummy. Poor little brat. I laughed. It's true, but never crossed my mind. I recognised the craving as a desire for connection to the soul of his Jewish roots. The feeding by the eternal mother, both Gaia and the Shekhinah. So my nephew, son of my enemies, shall have his gefilte fish, and I shall have my remnant, albeit broken and carefully reconstructed family, unless it gets toxic. Update 2021. Ha ha ha. Like literally, I have to laugh. And it got toxic. Last time we saw each other, c'est la vie. We had a lovely time that day though. Maybe his Muslim wife was offended by the gefilte fish, or maybe she thought it was some other intention, which it wasn't. But, you know. 6th of December 2019. Sitting outside with Charlie, scathing hot day. It's gonna be a killer. Drink lots of water, people. My brain is frying just being here. Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. I have my debrief today, not looking forward to hauling my ass out into this heat. Smoke coming through my open front door, probably from the Sunshine Coast fires. My lungs are going to struggle even more. I tell you what though, this bloody computer is driving me mad. Right, here we are. Back in the room. I may have to buy some kind of ventilator if this keeps up. 11:01 a.m. 111. Fuck. Just got up to discover my kitchen is extremely hot. I had left the gas oven alight on 210 degrees. Big gas bill. Waste of gas. My grandmother gassed herself 4 months before her 55th birthday. It's almost 4 months before my 55th. But I regularly forget to turn off the gas. No big deal. At least it was lit and I am not a smoker. Jesus, what a life. It's all good. I remember Eva's spirit clawing at both my mother and my half-sister when they were 54. They were convinced they would die in that year too. I told them their fates are not tied up with Eva's, and they were being maudlin and ridiculous and would live long past 54. Gisela was 83 when she died, one day before Eva's yahrzeit, which is Yiddish for anniversary of her death. Angela, creature from hell, is currently 69. How old is she now? I'm 58. She's 73 now. Not that it matters. In my case, I tried to slip out the back at 50. But that was for good reasons. But the gods cast me back here, and it's been a rough 4 years with lots of health issues, including that last gastric event a week and a half ago. But I will survive being 54. Only fucking just though. Eva can just settle herself back down, and so can I. But leaving the gas on is an expensive pain in the ass. Aight? Update 2020. This year's trick was I accidentally flooded my kitchen floor on Tuesday. Gah, I am such an idiot. 6th of December 2018. Third candle of Hanukkah. Also my mother-in-law Hilda Aaron's, née Drukia, Jewish birth date. Her grandson Mark Cohen and her great-grandchildren Aisha and Isaac. And I actually won't share the photo because give them a bit of anonymity. No, so I go to Carindale Shopping Centre to cool my heels for a while, literally. As I arrive up the escalator, I see the menorah being prepared for Hanukkah candle lighting. Wow, kismet. So I casually saunter around the shops, buy some chocolate for a fres later on. I go have a coffee, agonise over whether to join the community for the candle lighting. I really agonised. I had considered attending the Sunday event in the city. So I decided, well, I am here, so I stand at the back. They had a magician for the kinderlach. It was quite sweet, really. I did not recognise most of the people and was not really bothered by it. It is rare that I attend Jewish functions anymore. Anyway, I espy my friend Regina Burton and her lovely daughter Rebecca, whom I knew from old Beit Knesset days. I hadn't seen them since 2011. Wow, time marches on. So we chatted excitedly, and later Rabbi Jaffe was lovely and looked me right in the eye and asked me if I was well and how was the family. We don't shake hands as he is a Chabad rabbi, but his strong gaze was rather comforting, an acknowledgement of sorts. I hadn't been to Margaret Street Shul since last year, or early this year. I can't even remember. But he is a kind, decent man and has always been cordial and respectful to me. To you, Rabbi. I bought a Hanukkah menorah for my great-niece and nephew to light candles with. Even though they are Muslim, I am sure their gorgeous mother won't mind them celebrating Hanukkah occasionally. Well, that was my intentions anyway. Heartfelt intentions. Rebecca asked the dreidel character person for some photos, which I took of her showing various reactions to the various letters on the dreidel. We laughed a lot. We had dinner together. It's actually the last time I saw them too. When was that? 2018 or 2019? Can't remember what I said now. 2018. So what's that? 5 years. But we are friends on Facebook and we do interact on Facebook. Just haven't actually sat and chatted, face to face in real world and real life. Our internet world is so full of superficiality. Even my new flame only chats to me on text. I worried at first, initially, if he was catfishing me, but he did meet me in real life, so it's a source of irritation to me in a way that he only, chats online, on text, it's that form of distancing, I suppose. But anyway, it's okay. It's fine. It's, things haven't proceeded yet, so, and it's fine. But I'm very conscious of how sometimes you have friendships or relationships with people and it's all very compartmentalized. And sometimes that's a good thing. It turns out to be the best thing ever. So I'm not angry, and I'm not criticizing. I'm just aware of the parameters. It was a lovely experience, a Hanukkah miracle. I have this ache in my, really down low, this nostalgic ache. Maybe I should get in touch with Regina and say, let's catch up for a coffee and actually see each other again. I'm really wanting connection right now, really wanting connections. It's unusual, actually, for me to want that so intensively. I usually spend most of my time holding people at arm's length, going, nah, come close but not so far. It's unusual for me to want, well, my sexuality's been ripped apart and blown open again and all blazing glory, and I'm having to tamp that down. And then I've got this man flirting with me in text, which I sometimes have to tamp him down, remind him he's not going anywhere because he's got COVID. And then when I go dancing, I've got all the men lighting up there, which is sweet and lovely, but, I don't know if they're married, got girlfriends, and I'm actually, kind of, sort of, have a mild involvement with this fellow that I'm talking about. So I'm not going to be opening up relationship potentiates with anyone in my dance scene, because I'm not like that. I mean, I'll flirt and have a bit of a joke, but I'm not going to change horses midstream kind of thing, because it's just rude anyway to do that to people. I hope I'm not being played too. I do worry about that. I always worry about that when I'm getting involved with someone because of my history, And anyway, but the other very odd thing that was fucking alarming was a friend of mine that I've known from the music scene, danced with him for many years, that went back to India, and I told him, you have to get married, don't come back here without a wife, don't have fantasies about me, in other words. I'm far too old for him. He has a bit of an old lady fetish, which is fucking weird. I said, you need a wife. In your culture, you should have been married years ago. I said, it's not doing you any good. Get married. Anyway, he messaged me for the first time in 7 months with some astonishing news. And, it was all very sweet. But I thought, because they can see by my Facebook and my Instagram and my YouTube videos that I'm fully integrated again and back in my own sexuality and looking forward to a rich and nourishing, soul-nourishing, loving life again, however that manifests, I mean, I have someone in mind, but if that doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But they're seeing me coming back into full vibrancy again, so they're all popping up to tune me up a little bit. I'm like, no, that won't happen. There'll be none of that, So it's been a bit confronting. It's been a strange couple of weeks, actually, very, very strange. And even my cousin was looking at me. My cousin is transgender, and even she's looking at me and she says, I'd love to be with someone, not meaning me, but sort of looking at me but loving it, because she's feeding off the love energy that's inside me at the moment. It's quite potent. It's quite delightful. And she said, I'd love to have an intimate relationship with someone again. And she says, but I'm a lesbian. I'd still want it to be with a woman, which is going to be a weird dynamic since she's transgender. I guess it could happen. She might find a lesbian that falls in love with her and doesn't mind that she's trans. Yeah, it could happen. And I'm looking at her and I said, cousin, I'm getting more and more fierce and powerful as I age, and my masculine traits are coming out more and more. So half joking, I said to her, well, you know, last time I saw you, you went to Cairns as a man, you've come back as a woman, and now your son, you know, is transitioning to be a woman. I said, I'm finding this all very astonishing. I said, I guess the next time you see me with my masculine traits, I'll be transitioning to be a man. And we looked at each other and we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. But it's not so funny because, you know, the part of my sexuality that's very protective and nurturing of me can be quite passionate and forthright and almost masculine. Not masculine as in anything kinky or weird, but just knows what she wants. That's it, you know. So I'm like, oh dear God. But anyway, this new friend actually, his opening gambit to me on Facebook when he started talking to me, which I was trying to decide whether I was going to be deeply offended about and was going to go ding and kick him out straight away. But I thought about it. I thought that was actually quite perceptive. One of the first things he says to me is, you know how to get it. You know what you, something about you know what you want and how to get it. And I thought, you cheeky bugger, you need a cold teaspoon. The cold teaspoon treatment. Ding! And I was about to like shower him with the spiritual equivalent of a cold teaspoon. But then I thought he's recognised my masculine energy. That when I am interested sexually in someone, bang, I do know how to get it. I actually replied quite courteously and politely that I'm not getting anyone, which at that point in time had zero interest at all, really. Said, oh no, I'm not out there getting it. If I want to, I know how to do it, that's true. But I haven't been getting it for 8 years because I shut everything down. So now all my remnant family, which is my cousin that came down from Cairns, and my soul family, which is my friend Lynn and Jared, and the people that know me, you know, my long-time friends in the bands, like alter egos, they're all seeing me coming back to this. It's spiritual, man. It's fucking spiritual. They've seen me conflagrate and literally come back to life in all my meridians, including my sexuality. And they even teased me a little bit about that. They were stirring me up last time I went dancing, teasing me about my infamous but gorgeous shoes that send men wild, those particular shoes that I only paid $4 for. Said, what's with the shoes, Tanya? I was taking my shoes off at the end of the night and I said to my friend Scott, who I do adore, I do love him, he's a lovely man, married but lovely, but we wind each other up something chronic. We've always been like that. It's just been ongoing kind of joke between us. Not a joke in a nasty way. Look, we do like each other. We do love each other. But, you know, we just would not pursue that because respect, man, respect. But he's lovely. So he's like, what are you doing taking off your shoes, Tanya? This was after I came out of the club, right? I said, oh, Scott, I said, don't you know all glamour just simply dies at 2 a.m. I'm ripping off my shoes. And all the guys around them, you know, like that I know for many years from the scene, They were laughing too. I said, and now I revert to crondom, and bye now, and I walked off barefoot to go back to my car. But yeah, but they're seeing me come back to life too, and it's magical, and it's beautiful, and it's spiritual, and yeah, it's interesting. I'm interested in it myself. I haven't felt this good in years, including even when I had the COVID. It's like I'm meant to be dying, right? And I was like, so fiercely innovated. It was like intense. So yeah. So it's going to be an interesting few months, I think. I'll just get this bladder issue sorted, and then I might actually be a little bit dangereuse, darlings. Danger, bloody ruse. But you have to laugh. Anyway, back to my story about the Hanukkah party. It was a lovely experience, a Hanukkah miracle. We were each given a lovely sufgani yacht, which is donut with jam. I was feeling very mood disordered and unsettled today, so I am glad my angels encouraged me to go to Carindale. I was kind of on direct orders too. And I usually try to avoid even the direct orders from the angels because I'm a free, independent woman and I don't take orders. Just remember that, boys. But anyway, I was sent there. I was. And that I had the chutzpah to stay for the public candle lighting, which I did wrestle with, and then met my friends. It's not easy being the Tanya, the renegade, but I did it. And then I wrote, oh my God, I just had a friend request from my ex-brother-in-law, a spiteful, hateful man I completely abhor, which my nephew later on explained that it wasn't him, it was his mother that uses his account. So even creepier, it was his mother trying to friend request me. I suppose wanting to find out if I'd met up with Mark and Ruby and the kids and how it was going and just being nosy, but they are not my friends, my ex-sister and brother-in-law. So I continue on. Venus retrograde can fuck off. I laughed so much when I saw it, the friend request, that I nearly fell out of my hammock. I messaged him back, no, are you fucking serious? The Tanya, always a communicator, direct and to the point. In my masculine energy, babies. The halitosis creep probably has seen that I have celebrated Hanukkah and been treated with kindness by his son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren. We lit the candles together, triumph over oppression, and the miracle of just enough light to reconsecrate the temple. And so, no, do we reconsecrate ourselves in holy convocation. His little Muslim family and the Tanya, Jew, witch, Viking, warrior goddess, unloved one. Revenge is happiness, mine, delightful. Blessed be the Holy One, the true judge. Forgive my mortal predilections to rise and shine in the face of my enemies, which I have gained mastery in that, my darlings. Psychopaths never change, but I am not here to heal them. They lack the significant portion of their frontal lobe. I am here to heal myself, grow more and more amazingly beautiful, even in my crondom, and last-ditch stand for light and love. And to manifest joy in my own life and with those who truly love and respect me. Amen. V'salah. P.S. It gets even funnier. Crystal just, oh, it was Crystal. Crystal just informed me that it's not my ex-brother-in-law, but my ex-sister-in-law who hides under her husband's profile. Weirdos. But anyway, on the subject of getting more and more amazingly beautiful and manifesting joy in my life and finding out who truly love and respect me, there's been a lot of that this year. It's been a real flowering, a real blossoming. So next year, 2024, I'm very hopeful might be the year where I finally find a committed, loving life partnership. Not immediately, because takes time to build a relationship and build trust, but I'm hoping next year's my lucky year where I finally fall deeply, truly, authentically in love with someone who is deeply, truly, authentically in love with me. Wouldn't that be cool and nice and lovely? But it's astonishing that even my mind is even recalibrating to make room for that possibility, because that hasn't happened in decades. Even the thought of allowing that to happen has been an astonishing unraveling for me. The winds are making me feel rather fractious. I want to go out, but I also want to stay home, shuffling in anticipation of what the gods are soon to bestow upon me. I pray it is someone or something lovely. This is back in 2018, right? So it's taken 5 years for that to start to slowly flutter. My heart is spinning with a powerful churning desire, and old griefs are washing over me. My gallstones take the emotions and regurgitate them in spectacularly unwholesome ways, but toxins must be sloughed off. Also toxic, false loves and friends. The Tanya is making plans for a different life, a world view that is sublime and safe and happy. But plans are not always easy to manifest in reality, especially for one who is incapable of earning money in her own right. Ho-hum. I feel a change coming. Witchy wild winds always spark me up. From one who has survived both the Wahine disaster, a few days shy of being 3 years old, and the mini tornado in 1992 in Harvey Bay. I have survived many other disasters, but the gods have weathered me like an old cragged mountain, and still I slip and slide down gravelly, craggy, storm-tossed slopes and try to land with grace and dignity on my tarnished, gravel-rashed tuchus. Tuchus means backside, people. Pat myself down and straighten my crown, hoping no one is watching. But there is always someone watching. Pick me up, dust me off, throw me back into the fray. Alive again, just for today. Fractured, fractious, infected with glee, with a life hard won, appreciated. I know what this life cost me. It's beautiful, innit? And as I saw the truck wanting to manoeuvre into my lane yesterday for the second time in 4 months, I thought, I hope I get laid before I die. I've been waiting years to open up my sexuality with a man who adores me. Well, I hope he adores me when I finally get laid. And I thought, Oh, that's just fucking right. I'm probably gonna get killed before I finally find my one true love and get laid. And I had this. I actually was quite triggered. I got home and thought, oh, maybe I'm being ridiculous, even hoping to find love again. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's not meant to happen. Maybe I'm not even going to survive long enough for it to happen. Like really dark fucking thoughts, right? So anyway, I messaged my person of interest this morning because I'm a bit worried because he's got COVID, and I'm worried that he's okay. And we had a bit of a chat, you know. So far so good. He's alive, I'm alive, and anything else that happens after that is up to free will and perfect alignment and genuine, authentic intentions, right? And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and life will go on, you know. But here I was 5 years ago, manifesting all this and tuning it all up. It's taken 5 fucking years, people. It's actually taken a lot longer than that. It's taken 58 and almost 8 months to blossom out again fully. So I'm grateful to God and the angels for giving me this, you know, brief moment of joyfulness and mischief and sensuality and, hopefulness. I'm grateful for it. It's come on the tail end of my dog dying and the intense grief. So it's literally gone from one extreme to the other. But it will balance out, people. I will balance out my emotions and my spirituality and my sexuality, and it will all come into perfect union at the appointed time. Just saying. There's no rush. I've waited 58 and a half years. I can wait. Oh, dear goddess. If I'm being teased and played for a fool, don't even go there, guy friends, with that thought. I won't even continue that thought. I have decided, still in 2018, I have decided to go to ecstatic dance tomorrow night. I will have to take a bus as Crystal will have my car until 6 p.m. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm being teased and played for a fool, although there is a long history of that too. It doesn't matter, because the way I'm feeling inside my spirit right now in recent weeks, the one is coming and he'll be worth it, babies. So anyone thinking they're playing me for a dick, if that is the situation, I got it all going on, babies. I am the goddess, alive and vibrant and vivacious and joyful, with or without the one. I got it all going on right now. And I am happy. And I am free to be in all worlds, paradigms and dimensions. The best version of me, babies. What was I saying? I'm going to go and get a drink of water in a minute. I was going to go and take my corsets in to be dry cleaned this morning, but it was too hot. And I was going to go and get some groceries, but it was too hot. So instead I'm sitting here making videos for YouTube. And by the way, it's still too hot, but at least I'm in my home and air conditioning. But I do need to go out into the heat later because I do need to buy at least basic food like bread and milk and something for dinner, and I'm dreading it. I just don't want to go anywhere. It's awful. Anyway, I get like that. I could buy groceries online again though. I could do that. And the dry cleaning of the corsets could wait, couldn't it? So it's all good. I just wanted to get them and get them clean because they really do need cleaning. Which means I'll be out Friday night wearing a nice frock that's less my power regalia So I get too much male attention then. When I wear my corsets, the men are so stimulated but also terrified, they don't usually bother me, which is why I do that, people. So now you know my secrets. Shh, shh, don't tell them. Where was I? I've decided to go to ecstatic dance tomorrow night. I will have to take a bus as Crystal will have my car until 6 p.m. Again with my fucking car. But won't be back from the Gold Coast in time. So I hate not having my car and taking the bus, which is insane making. So that will be an adventure. I supported my daughter's career every inch of the way, including ceding my own brand new car to her, by the way. Never forget the sacrifices I made for that girl, that woman, my own child. No one fucking made sacrifices for me though. No one. Not even my parents. The motherfuckers. Oh, I'm seething with rage to think about it. Calm my farm, Tanya. Calm my farm. I need to dance out some of my grief and pain. Only way I know how to process my stuff these days. Oh, yay. I have my car after all. Crystal is taking it on Saturday instead. Woot. Jesus. The fucking narcissism, honestly. Don't get me wrong. I adore my daughter, practically worship the ground it walks on. Enough already. It's been enough. When I said to her, I think I'm going to die of this bladder complaint, right? Well, clearly I haven't died. Not only have I not died, but I've started a new potential romance and I'm frothing at all the seams and I'm doing my bladder diary and getting treatment courtesy of my psychiatrist, who is determined to see me froth at all my seams and re-enter my life force again and be joyful again. Crystal doesn't even know about all this, by the way. Isn't that delightful? Never fuck with the Tanya, even if the Tanya is your mother. Hello? I'm recalibrating my life after she said, bring me a letter from a palliative team doctor to prove that you're dying because I'm not buying into your bullshit, Mum. Like, for fuck's sake, where is the empathy? Where is the respect? Where is the heartfelt loving intentions to me, who supported her in her career every inch of the way, including helping her promote the last play? Where's the love for me? I have to get my love from other sources. From men who message me and tell me how much they're thinking about me and how horny they are, which is kind of delightful in a way, you know. From my friends that dragged me around by my schnoz to the markets on Saturday, and we were both seriously unwell and had no business really being there. My beautiful friend Jared, who fights for me too, and my beautiful friend Lynn, who fights for me daily, my psychiatrist who fights for me. My daughter doesn't fight for me though. Is that my love language, that you have to fight for me? No, not really. I don't want to have to be in a constant state of anxiety and siege and wanting anyone to prove their love. Just be there with me, or don't. There's nothing to prove. It is what it is. I had my debrief yesterday. My doctor told me I am deeply sad that my anger is my grief at not ever being able to find a genuine love partner. This is 2018, right? Things are changing, dramatic. There's been dramatic changes, which I'm still recalibrating from. But 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. Jesus. Instead, I am surrounded by psychopaths who come each week to torture me. You know who you are. And it must be incredibly draining and difficult to enjoy my dancing, which I do to heal my own body, while constantly processing the trauma of being hyper-aware of the attackers around me in that space. He is correct. I am so over the epic bullshit. So distressed that not one man in over 7 years was genuinely interested in a relationship with me. They were all tricksters and game players and weirdos and perverts and sadists and psychopaths. All of them. Every last motherfucking one of them. And they used to follow me to drumming as well. In fact, there were three that turned up at drumming over the time that I was in drumming, going to West End Drumming Circle after the surgery in 2019. Three former, what do you call them? Well, one I was deeply in love with, so that was very cruel and sadistic to do that. It was sick on his part. I hope karma gets him hard. Gets him really fucking hard, but not in a good way. Just saying. Anyway. I have to let it go. Have had to let it go because that was then and this is now, and I'm not dragging those monsters into my current love life. I'm having a fresh start with somebody that thinks I'm worthy and adores me. I hope. So I hope. And someone that won't play sick, evil, perverted games. And build a life together based on mutual respect and admiration and genuine care. That's what I want out of life. You know. There's been enough horror. Quite enough. Some strange car just pulling up outside my house, but they've gone now. Been a lot of activity around here lately. Like a buzzing hive of bees, it feels like. I was watching Vikings season 5 last night, and the scene where Lagata rapes the chieftain is powerful. She bemoans the fact that she cannot trust any of her woman friends, and she is sick to death of being violated. Art imitating life at that time. So when the Norwegian chieftain threatens to marry her, himself desperate for connection, but also to take her lands and power, aren't we lucky I've got no lands and power, babies? Just saying. She gives him exactly what he wants while he is chained to the wall. And if you watch that scene, it's formidable, babies. Synchronicity, bitches. I am so angry with a former lover who tried to destroy me emotionally at the casino that I gained back my power in an unorthodox way too. I did not rape him though. Rape is abhorrent. But he raped my soul. So now I make sure whenever he comes to gloat like the verminous travelling epiglottis. Hello, Mr. Crow. Just flew up onto my roof. Like the verminous travelling epiglottis he really is, that I fuck his mind. So here I go, alone but fierce, courageously dancing to my own oblivion, waiting for a real man. I mean, you have to laugh. No, but seriously, waiting for a real man who genuinely loves me and is honest, direct, caring, faithful, and kind, honourable, treats me like a queen, with tenderness, with respect, makes love not war, and doesn't trawl his conquests past me like a smug tomcat with dead trophy rats. That'd be nice. So, I know how to get it, and I'm getting it, babies, at long last. Well, hopefully. 6th of December 2017, some meme since deleted because Facebook hides from its own reality, plays games. Don't like when they delete things I've posted. It's not nice, it's not cricket, it's not sincere, it's not authentic, but it's Facebook. Hello, what do you expect from Facebook? The only sincere, authentic entity on there is me and my 102 Facebook friends who are all like me, trauma survivors, who don't suffer fools and don't tolerate bullshit. Well, maybe not all 102, but my core friends on my Facebook are like me. Find your vibe, find your tribe, people. Surround yourself with good people who see you and honour you and treat you accordingly with decency and honour. I took advantage of this reminder, whatever the meme was now, by buying fish and chips and a pineapple fritter for an early dinner, which I just consumed voraciously, and it was delicious. Not good for my gallbladder, by the way, but I obviously wasn't having too much trouble back in 2017. Next step, take off my bra and swing from the chandeliers. Not a bad way to spend the day. Braless, swinging from the chandeliers, babies. My doctor wants me to gain mastery over my life by, eventually when I feel ready, doing courses online that bring me joy, or join University of the Third Age. He said he could envision me gaining mastery over the abuse dynamic at the casino dance floor by instead playing my ukulele and watching everyone else do the dancing. Very cute. I had to remind him about all the aspects of my life where I have been the universal schmuck and the failure, where I have been stymied and sabotaged by mishuganas and schmucks, and mishuganas means crazy people, and schmucks means pricks, and how at 52, almost 53, I am unwilling to risk my peace and sanity by undertaking a degree where at the end of it I am too old and in fact damaged to gain meaningful work in it. Like, why? But he agreed that it would be something positive to do a writing course or philosophy course or whatever I choose to do online, thereby eliminating abuse dynamics and competitiveness of other humans, which is a major fucking problem in my life, like a fucking curse, right? And to give myself a sense of fulfillment and joy, mastery, bliss. For now, my neural pathways are quite jangled and mangled by my self-sabotaging, but gloriously hopeful, last-ditch attempt to learn ukulele in 1 month. That is so characteristic of the life of the Tanya. Unrealistic, childlike expectations and a deadline I know I can't keep. But anyway, it is the first time in decades that I have challenged myself to try something new and so complex to learn. Rhythm, chord, progression, strumming. Babies. It's not easy to achieve when I realise, after over a decade of being tamped down by hefty psychiatric medications, that I have somewhat of a learning disability. You can apply that to my nascent relationships too. Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his truth. La 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 la. Never mind. It's all good, babies. It's all good. Patience is a virtue. And true hearts and minds will always be revealed. And my truest, deepest love is imminent. Closer than I may even realise. Back in the room. I feared even early onset dementia, my worst fear that hangs like a dementor over my head like a black plague, as it has been so difficult. But my beautiful doctor reminded me that of course I am brilliant in so many ways, but that learning any new skill takes months or even years to integrate into the brain. A child learns language for its first 2 years by listening and observing, i.e. osmosis. After dancing to wild rock bands for 6 years, I should have osmosed enough already, but here I am expecting perfection from a broken Tanya. Never mind, we have the kintsugi. There will be music and laughter, joy, and a measure of my own idea of my own success. Survival to thrival. But baby steps. I am still toddling around with my nappy ripped off, learning to coordinate my life without falling into my own shit. So here I sit, sublime and ridiculous, perfectly imperfect, happy. And that was 2017. So I have done well to fight back from almost obliteration many, many, many times. Never fuck with the Tanya. Be with her in joy and light and shalom and bliss and all your vibrant beauty and magic and awe, or be without her. But don't stand in the doorway between life and death like the last lover did and block my chi. Don't ever block me from my bounteous, beautiful, blossoming, becoming, ever, ever, ever again. I simply won't allow it. 6th of December 2016. I do enjoy my schadenfreude, but in this case the reality remains as less than comic relief. America hired an Oompa Loompa pussy-grabbing moron with lots of money and a big open mouth and very tiny hands to destroy all the hard work of previous presidents, and possibly, most frighteningly, holds his grubby, greedy, little irksome hand over the doomsday button. Arg, Trump grets? Question marks. America chose. Now we all get to lie in a bed you made. Don't hump the Trump, get chased and avoid the debase. Eat shit and die, etc., etc., etc. Oh wait, where was I? Oh yes, cuddling up with my schadenfreude. Last time I had major schadenfreude, a psychopathic cunt who encouraged her brother to terrorise me and my daughters in Waterford West for 18 months, seriously lost her shit and exposed her labia majora on national TV, Today Tonight, June 2008. That was the catalyst for dramatic change in my life. The Lord moves in mysterious ways. Buck died 2 months later. The slanderous, abusive conman who robbed me and my daughters, first of safety, then of my inheritance. Then 2 years later, my narcopathic, demented mother exited stage left to oblivion. Then followed 2.5 years of more trauma, that should be a comma, fighting Buck's filthy, greedy daughters for a tiny fraction of the estate. Liars, criminals, slanderers win in Australia, the land of the convict. Never forget that, ever. But here I sit, 4 years later, free of the putrid, festering ugliness of Gisela, David, Buck the schmuck, his daughters Jennifer and Sonia, Gila, Terry, and David Davidson. Freedom at a huge price, but still worth it. Yet to pay for the evil towards me? ? Terry, Jennifer, Sonia. The rest dead or have already humiliated themselves publicly. I am grateful to God and the angels for taking out the trash of my former life. Perhaps one day they will bless me with a financially secure life on a beach in Byron Bay, with a life of peace, happiness and love. And at this stage of life, I'd be grateful to live on any beach in the known cosmos. But Byron Bay, always and forever, has my truest, deepest love and affection. Not just because I deserve it, but because it is a worthy reward after decades of horror and trauma. Let go, let God. I lost my religion along the way, but never my faith in a benevolent God. Even Trump will be trumped. Watch this space. Now, I wrote that in 2016. And when was the insurrection? January 6th? Was that 2022 last year? I can't remember. Yesterday was a lovely day, apart from the mind-numbing heat. Jared visited with Harvey. We went to Coles. Jared bought us American pulled beef and cooked our dinner. He made a yummy potato salad and a coleslaw. I was really spoilt. We lay under the tree in our hammocks and enjoyed the evening. Then later watched Preacher on Stan. Great show. Twisted. How I like it. Lots of cynical references to God and human frailties. Update 2020. Miss our Harvey boy. Miss hanging in the hammock with my friend and our dogs. Haven't done that this summer. Laid in the hammock under the stars, drinking wine, eating yummy nibblies and chatting with my friends. I really do miss that. Might buy myself a cheap bottle of wine tonight, lie out there by myself. Why the fuck not? If you're alone, you just have to make your own life so beautiful and magical that nothing else matters, babies. I manifest money to fulfill all my goals and aspirations. I want to travel to all the sacred places on earth, all the power sites, all the holy and magical. 6th of December 2015. Today I'm feeling loved and happy. My beautiful friends bought me drinks and we had such fun being wild and free. My puppy is awesome. My cats are awesome too. I am awesome. Penny will never cede New World leadership that she inherited when Miss Bella Rosa passed away in 2013. Beauregard has tried hard to knock her off her magisterial perch with cuteness and bolshy male puppy madness alone. But Penny has seen many cats and dogs and chickens come and go, and none have been able to convince her of her need to cede control and guardianship of the Tanya. I am quite amazed at how regal and condescending she is. Move over, Mulchi. You will always be a dog god minion in her eyes. I look forward to his ensuing attempts at pussy domination and human mind control, which will arise in the coming weeks and months. So far, he has met the SWAT team and demurred favourably, but he is still only a baby, and I expect a power struggle later on. There is only one rule in sacred space. Everyone must get along in perfect harmony, or they will suffer the slings and arrows, cats' hissy fits, and notoriously pecking tiny silky hens of outrageous misfortune until they are whipped into line for their prominent place in the interspecial hierarchy. As for the Tanya, she is the source of all comfort and food and much amusement. The mama knows best. Jared Nielsen replied, Bobo the kitty commando is only biding his time and allowing the high priestess of haughtiness to think she is the unwavering New World leader. Just wait for the creation of the new world, or bets will be off. Oh my Jared, too many new world leaders. If this keeps up, my home will be the centre of the known universes, and when the Sephiroth collide, there will be a cosmic awakening and a new universe. Somebody stop me, smiley face. Also, why you no answer me the phone, laughing my ass off. Which is a family in-joke because my mother-in-law used to ring me incessantly because she was a borderline when I was struggling with a newborn baby. And so sometimes I would deliberately not answer the phone because I would be exhausted or needing a little bit of emotional mental space from her, right? And then she would leave messages on our message machine. Why you no answer me the phone? Which is, understandable frustration on her part. And then I got to experience what that feels like when my friend Jared stops answering the phone. And I'm not being needy and codependent. I promise you I'm not. But it's not nice to do that to people. But I had legitimate reasons why I did it to my mother-in-law, because she was sending me completely fucking troppo at the time. But, We have the power in this modern age of voice recording, phone messages, text. If you can't answer the phone, like I don't answer the phone when I'm in the middle of making these videos, and I can't reply in text because I'm in the middle of the videos, but I always flick off a text saying I'm busy, or I'll call you later, or I return the call. It's called manners, people. Manners and basic fucking respect. I cannot abide discourtesy and dishonour. That is a hill I will die on, literally, on my own honour. So anyway, just flick a text, return a text, return an email, return a phone call, even if it takes, a little while or a day or two or whatever. But if you can't communicate with me, get out of the fucking door and don't come back, because I'm done with that. But to be fair, we've been friends for 33 years, nearly 33 years. So he gets certain liberties because of the longevity thing, right? And the trust we've built, that we are good friends and we are there for each other. But yes, anyway. Jared replies, "This is but one of infinite universes containing infinite possibilities of billions of different new world leaders, where there is room for not only a 7-week-old puppy to have total control, but each one of us without having worlds colliding and spontaneously combusting. Cosmic awakening only takes place when one understands and accepts the existence and complexities of the endless permutations." I reply, "I love how you think. Move over, alchemist. We have Kabbalistic permutations to conflagrate. We are each new world leader. We are each a new world leader. Be the change you want to see in the worlds. Love you, my friend, especially how you encourage me in my madness." And Jared replied, he does wind me up something chronic sometimes. "Don't worry, I'm well aware of that too, the wind-ups." The moon hologram agrees. I reply, "Beauregard, the Bobo Kitty Commando, waxed lyrical and moved to the foot of my bed. He had the bottom, but Penelope Puss has the top, and I am just lying here pondering how much bed will be left to me when he grows up." And here he is, in all his fabulousness and glory. My sweet little darling. My baby. And after they sorted out their pecking order and their new world leadership, which they kind of world dominated I would often wake up with Penny at my left side guarding me, so I couldn't fall out of bed, I suppose. I don't know what her logic was. But she'd take up the left side and Beauregard would be on the right, or sometimes literally draped over my head on top of the pillow, and I'd look up, be a little face looking down at me. And Penny used to often climb on top of me and stand, because I have sleep apnea and stop breathing during the night, people. So to my new potential love partners, I say that in plural, but there's only one at the moment that's showing a real interest. I'm just letting you know, if things work out down the track, if we actually get together somehow, that we manage to find a way to live together, that's a long way future thinking, because I can't even imagine what that would be like right now. But if that did happen, I'm just letting you know now ahead of time, just to cut out the middleman and put clear parameters. We'd have to have separate bedrooms, and have wild sex either before we go to sleep or when we wake up in the morning, because you can't sleep next to me, people. I snore Apparently I snore like a purring kitten, which apparently is endearing, but that would be annoying, listening to that night after night after night, every night for years at a time. It would make you homicidal, and I don't want to be strangled by any motherfuckers ever again, because the next one that tries that stunt with me, I'll be the one sitting in jail, because I'll retaliate accordingly. It will not be pretty. I do worry about that, actually, to be honest. So it better be a true love partnership. No homicidal maniacs. But you would get homicidal if you had to listen to someone grind their teeth, which I do also, right? Snore, probably fart all night too. I dread to think of that. And also, you know, what was the other thing? Yeah, stop breathing. You know, like my ex-boyfriend, you know, when I used to sleep over at his place, said to me, it's very alarming sleeping next to you. I said, why? He said, well, I can't sleep because of your snoring, so I wake up and then I can't sleep because I'm listening to you stop breathing, and I don't know what's worse, you not breathing or you snoring. I was like, well, why am I even fucking here? Like, honestly. But for some reason, he still quite liked having me sleep over, you know, at his place once a week. And he slept over at my place once a week. But it was a very superficial, fucked up, you know, relationship that ended up getting increasingly violent and weird, and him getting more and more threatening. So, ergo, I didn't settle down with anyone ever again. And I probably won't. It's too fucking terrifying, the whole concept. But if I did settle down with someone again, this is how we're going to manage it, guys. I have my own bedroom. You have your own bedroom. You know, hopefully we'll be deeply in love with each other, so we're happy to, you know, see each other for conjugal visits sometime during the night or the morning or afternoon or evening or whenever. But the sleeping will have to be conducted separately, or you will get no rest and I will get no rest. I mean, I like the idea of having a man in my bed snuggling up to me and cuddling me, I guess. I guess we'd have to allow cuddling time from, I don't know, 9 till 10 p.m. or something, and then go to our separate rooms so we can sleep. Because otherwise it's not sustainable, you know. My sleep apnea is not going to go away unless I lose a great deal of weight, like get down to 60 kilos. And the guy that likes me at the moment likes his woman fat, so he's going to have a crisis if I get down to 60 kilos and cure my sleep apnea. But that's the only way we could sleep together, is if I cure my sleep apnea, right? Because otherwise, snoring, not breathing, teeth grinding, kicking my arms and legs out when I dream too. I have major fights with demons in my dreams. I must admit, I haven't conducted any exorcisms in my dream state for a few years, because that was after during the will dispute. That 2.5 years, I was so freaking traumatized that I was fighting literal demons, waking up even at the opposite end of my bed, my blankets thrown everywhere and sweat, in fight mode. That's how ill that whole process made me. So now you know why I go insane when people go, oh no, I had this bitch at the casino that used to go around telling, oh look, she's on a disability pension, but she's got a brand new car. I fought hard for that car. I was suicidal 4 times during that will dispute. I had to fight my way back into my own body life experience to have that fucking car. And yet people were so malevolent and vicious and envious of me, which was their own projection, their own evil and their own sickness, that they literally dragged me down almost to the brink of my own death too. Evil it was. So, if I even get a slight sniff of a man I'm involved with being jealous or envious of any measure of my success, which has not manifested yet, guys, that will be the living end too. No jealousy, no envy, no homicidal ideations, no domestic violence, no violations of my body, mind and spirit. No. It's a lot of no's, isn't it? And here I am simultaneously trying to say yes to life and love. Perhaps for the first time in my life, people, I'm really wanting to say yes. Looking at my Bobo. When he died, I wanted to go with him. It was touch and go for a couple of weeks there, to be honest. I mean, I wasn't actively suicidal, but if I had died then and there, I would have been quite satisfied. And then, 9 days after his death, that fucking truck moved in on me. I realised, Bobo, you'll have to wait for me a bit longer, baby. I have yet again chosen life. And this time, with a intensity and a fierceness that came in even with the COVID thing on the 21st to the 30th of August, that rage that came as COVID was leaving me, my life forces kicked in so powerfully that I've barely slept since then. I'm not sleeping. Even my new friend says, your energy is very, very high, Tanya. You need cooling down. I went, yeah, baby, I need cooling, all right. I need a cooling spirit to be with me to just soothe me right the fuck down. I need a swim. I'm going to go and have a swim later. To hell with this living like being tortured in this intense heat. I need water. I need the sea. I need cooling. Oh, here's the rest of his cute little puppy body. He was so cute. My little baby. Beauregard, if I could pluck you down from the heavens and hold you in my arms one more time, I would. I've been robbed, people. I've been robbed of my beautiful dog by fate. Another robbery. Jared wrote, bottom and top are a matter of perspective. We were talking about where the animals sleep, nothing kinky, people. Remember that. I had to remind you. I'm sure from Bobo's point of view, he is at the top of the bed, lol. From the perspective of the moon hologram, none of you are at the top, bottom or top. Linear measurement is a human construct and limiting mode of thought. I don't know what you were on that day, Jared, but you were really fucking winding me up, my friend. But I love you. You're delightful sometimes. Sometimes he gaslights me, though, I've noticed, as he's gotten older. There's a little bit of gaslighting going on. And I was getting a bit seething with rage about it. But then I realised he was having a funny fucking turn and nearly died in front of me at the markets. I was like, oh, that's what that was about. So, yeah. Not good, people. But anyway, he's been to the doctor and had a blood test, so hopefully we'll find out what's going on with him soon. I said, stop with the moon hologram already. You know how that upsets this wolfish wild woman. Because I howl at the moon, right? Literally, sometimes I actually do howl at the moon. I know, it's mad, but I'm a shaman. Haha, I played the Song of Wolves to Bobo. He was like, what the? My people don't like those people. Bred out the wolf. Ha ha! His little face was priceless, especially when I howled too. Like Bella, he refuses to howl, but talks in little tiny puppy whines. He doesn't even know how to bark yet, but when he gets overstimulated, he has a rather frightening growl or snarl, a force to be reckoned with, like his mama. And the cute thing was, when he grew up, my Beauregard, he would howl, but at police or ambulance or fire sirens. He'd hear the sirens and he'd sit up very seriously. He'd actually position his body like this, up on his haunches, and it was like he was standing to attention like a warrior, and he would throw his head back and he would howl and howl. He even did it the last day before he died. He howled at a siren. I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. That's my boy. Still had his spirit, still very powerful, innovating within him. My little boy. Anyway, Jared said, would you prefer me to refer to it as the construct of illusion and deception? We're still going on about the moon hologram, right? I replied, my moon, my precious. Well, I am often accused by my true love of being delusional. Well, he was no true love, was he? That whole thing was fucking delusional on my part. He was right about that, the malfeasant motherfucker. But if it was so delusional, what was he doing stalking me at every opportunity, though? Can't have all been delusion. Takes two to do the tango or the lambada. Love does that to me, ha. Moon, men, and new world leaders, illusionists. But I am happy in my illusory fray of imaginary delights and adaptations. Write the theme tune to the movie of my life. Jared wrote, given a whole new meaning to the man in the moon, beware the moon men. They are projections of the artificial construct of illusion and deception. And I replied, lol, he is a Pisces. Like all watery fishy types, I'm sure the moon drives him mad too. If not, the Tanya does. Men on the moon. More like the dark side of the moon with alien space stations. What? Me worry? And I'm so happy that the new man's showing interest in me that seems to like me. I hope it's not delusion or illusionary and not a game. He's a fire sign. He's a Sagittarius. I get on well with Sagittarians usually. So, but he's on the cusp of Capricorn and Sagittarius. So, I don't really know. We don't know each other well enough. Just how that energy will conflagrate. But two fire signs can be a bit intense. We've both been a little bit intense, and I'm sure it's because of the fire that's already sparking between us. And so it's going to be an interesting, I think next year, few weeks or months or even into next year may be interesting. He's piqued my interest, just saying. Moon equals lies and deception, says Jared. Wigs equal false illusion. This refers to, the dreadlocked one that is long gone out of my life now. Thank God. It was like being bloody tortured, it really was. Need I say more, says Jared. I replied, laughing myself off. Laughing my ass off, I mean. It is not a wig, it is real. He had 6 people yank on his hair Saturday night. What? Did he? I don't know what I'm talking about. He must have. He had 6 people yank on his hair Saturday night. As for the moon is mine. Playground attraction. It's a song, The Moon Is Mine. I'm very romantic, people. Did you know? Did you guess that? I tamped that down for a long, long time too. Oh my goddess, what has happened to me? What have you done? It's a worry. A good worry, but a worry. Jared replied, it's like the movie Inception, I tell ya. A hologram within a hologram within a hologram. The hair may be real, but the illusion of the wig hides what is real under the hair. Lol. Do I need to pull out the fake psychics again? Me. No. Oh goddess, no. No more fake psychics. I will be good, I promise. Oh my God, that's so funny. My true love came, my true love went, but I am so happy to see his mischievous sparkling eyes. I don't even mind that he is not with me. My heart awaits, ever hopeful, ever loyal. Never have I loved this long or this deeply a man so unattainable. Lol. As my psychiatrist said on Wednesday, it is safety that I crave. It really is. So I keep my heart focused on one I trust, but I will never know if he will ever choose me. Sweet agony and ecstasy. My heart smoulders in a hell of my own choosing. It grows and grows and never gives up and never dies. Doubts and fears and other people's torpid interferences, which were truly ghastly, have still not crushed my love and my hope. Took a lot to kill that love. It took a great deal. It took a great. This is why I was so terrified of ever loving again. I actually didn't think I had it in me. I didn't think there would be another love in me ever again. It's just why I've been very kind of, believe it or not, I've been contained and circumspect. You can't tell that, can you? Because I've kind of gone silly. I've gone off in the heat with the moon madness and the mango madness and the COVID life experience madness. But initially I was very like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm still a little bit, there's still an element of that. What is actually going on with this? And I've had to like kind of work at opening up a bit more and making more effort to be more open to potentials, because it's been a difficult life, people, and it's difficult to trust. It's even difficult to hope. It really is. Powerful stuff. It must be real love. I am happy with or without him. I have friends, cats, hens, goldfish, and a puppy. I have the universe vibrating on a conscious awareness of pure yearning and tenderness. I am myself. A recreation from broken, tortured suffering that crawled out of the sludge and dross to look over the mountain and fly above the rainbow and taste the nectar of the gods, the sweet fullness of ambrosia that is passion and true love. One day, when the time is right, or my heart is giving out signals in perfect harmony with my loins and hormones, fuck those moans, perhaps when I am older, wiser, and less unstable, or richer, or more gracious in my beauty, he will come for me. Love is never wasted. It enriches me every day and inspires me to hold on for the man I love and the man I want. I won't ever give up hope that I too can be his most cherished woman and adored. Yes, I am a brat. Yes, I am stubborn. But yes, I am deserving of all my crazy, ridiculous, 50-year-old psychedelic dreams manifesting into my reality. Time takes time, but love is eternal. Bring on the syncopated resonance, the fun, the laughter, the connection. Leave behind the stalkers, liars, cheats who try to mar my happiness and my life. And we're seeing it, we're starting to see it now. The fun, the laughter, the connection, the sweetness, and the pure intent. Maybe not so pure, but the intention, the honourable intentions, I hope are there for me. 11:04 a.m, not much sleep. I've had a snooze with Beauregard tucked in bed, but he woke up as he needed a drink, so I am awake too. I guess I had lots of sleep yesterday. If I had money, I would go to Byron. I am craving the sea. Always. In summer, I always crave the sea. But all good. Better to rest anyway. Still suffering a delayed reaction. Bobo and I are getting along fine. He loves Mama's big bed. Ugh. He loves Mama's big bed and looks so tiny and lost in it. But like any bloke who actually makes it to my boudoir, he stretches out and claims his space. He actually tried to suckle me, then growled when I would not let him. He's still a tiny puppy. He's 7 weeks old today, so still very much a baby. Best baby ever, apart from when Mushu was a kitten. He is awesome too. Home safe from dancing. Tarina and Sally both shouted me a drink and we danced wildly to the band. So awesome. I came home to a shivery puppy, but took him outside and he did a big poo, so he felt much better. I am now having a nice cup of tea and some yogurt, then off to bed we go. 6th of December 2014, 5:55 a.m. Home from a great night at the casino dancing. I met 2 guys who were very nice and lived in my suburb, so I dropped them home on my way. We had breakfast at McDonald's first. The guy I danced with all night complained when I dropped them home that his morning hadn't ended how he'd hoped. Duh! I'm not a complete free ride, mofo, and if you were that keen, you could have gotten my phone number, laughing my ass off. Men, do my head in, but fortunately that is all they get to do lately. Meanwhile, I still wait for the man I am in love with to get his shit together. As usual, I wait in vain. Sighs. Well, he never did he? And over time, I healed my heart, and I'm ready to be with someone who I hope has his shit together and is sincere and wants me this time. Sixth of December 2012. Crystal is out of the surgery. She is fine. I will stay with her Friday night to keep an eye on her, possibly Saturday night as well. Don't go there. We won't go there. That's a huge fucking trauma. Still, my heart's just gone. Anyway. We're going to have lasagna for dinner and watch DVDs. I am so relieved she is on the road to recovery. 6th of December 2011. I slept till 1 p.m. today, then felt so jaded I went back for a nap at 5 p.m, woke up at 7 p.m, have a pain on the right side of my chest, probably muscular, now off to bed again at 1:26 a.m. Just beyond furious at the Shearer's affidavits, claiming their father and they were such fucking liars, had a relationship with Mum, dating back to 1988. Well, I know that is perjury for a fact. I hope they go down in a blaze of their own lying ugliness and make complete and utter fools of themselves. I received the contentious, lying, slanderous BS evidence for the court posited by the shearers today. It makes disturbing reading if you believe their Grimm's fairy tales of who they think I am as a person. It is so dark and absurd and paranoid that it is almost a black comedy. Well, I hope I will be laughing long and last. They were and are so afraid of my legitimate rights to my mother's estate that they wrote reams and reams of lies and drivel only one day after their happy marriage, which clearly was not one of genuine love and affection, but to make binding in law their salacious, bogus will that they worm-tongued and dictated to my mother to sign. I pray the judge will see this as obviously as I do. And no, I got fucked over by criminals, the criminal justice system, yet again in Australia. But I too have healed from that, although I still have a curse on the Shearer family, but I've moved on. I've reached a point of equanimity in my life, and I'm open to gathering in my own success in love, in luck, in my own prosperity that I generate from my own efforts, although I haven't been making jewellery for the last few weeks because I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I actually bought sterling silver sheet. It was expensive. It was $181. And I bought some little shot presses to punch out the silver and make pendants. So with every intention of making jewellery in the last few weeks, and then I just dropped it and focused on these YouTube videos instead. But that's okay. Silver doesn't go off in the heat. I can pick it up and play with it and create with it anytime I feel like. And by then I will have paid off all my, my afterpay and my PayPal, and because I stretch money out by paying it off on lay-by, It's the only way I can do things. And so I might even wait till it's paid for and then I'll work with it. I don't know. I don't know what the delay is, except that I'm genuinely haven't been well with my bladder and I've been exhausted and depleted from that. So I guess that's the other reason why I haven't wanted to be sitting at my bench and hammering away and shaping things and forming things and just sort of been lying a bit fallow, getting my hopes up about a fallow and the fellowship of the ring, right? Hopefully there's no more ring wraiths coming my way, literally. Holding my precious, carefully protected in my own heart, mind, body and spirit. Well, hasn't entered my body yet, but the thought is there. It's quite windy outside. I'm watching the wind in the trees. Don't know if you can see it from here. That silvery tree across. I've got to go and get something to eat. I haven't had breakfast yet, people, and I've got to have some more water. And I've got to go and get some food, which is boring. I don't want to do it. I'll have to though. Got not much food left in the house. So there is that. But anyway, love to you all. Thank you for watching and listening to my videos and my truth and my quirky, humorous way of looking at life. Thank you for participating in my magical blossoming and becoming. Thank you even to the dead lover. Well, he's not dead. Don't wish him to be dead. But thank you even to the last dead love that went nowhere and was a torture for many years, because in a backhanded, awful way, you were my true love. I was forced by your viciousness and cruelty and sadism to grow up and grow into myself and become even more the woman you see today, that you rejected constantly, but that someone else will value, cherish, appreciate and adore in time, in the right timing. So thank you for that. And thank you to the one that is coming into my life with heartfelt intentions. I hope we build something lovely together. And thank you as always to my beautiful friends and tiny, tiny microcosmic remnant family who do adore and value me also. Thank you to you. Thank you to you all. Love is the law. Be happy, people. Be happy and continuously grow into the best versions of yourselves, as I have been doing for 58 years and 8 months, with a great deal of love and power and positivity poured into me, even from my psychiatrist. I have been deeply loved in this world, even though it wasn't romantic, sexual love. The love that has been poured into me in the past 8 years has been immense, up to and including from the spirit world, my angels. I had a spirit with me yesterday morning as I got up and prepared to get ready to go and visit my cousin at Collingwood Park, and the spirit constantly, I love you. It was annoying. I think I did start this video with that. But it got a bit annoying because I didn't know who it was. I didn't know who was sending me all this love and where the energy was coming from. So in the end, I was like, okay, thanks for that. Got your message. Got things to do today. Bye. But, you know, the love that has been gifted to me from the supernal realms is the greatest love of all, because they are the reason I am on planet Earth, and they are the reason I am alive today. And they are the reason that you, YouTube watchers and subscribers, my friends and family, and my truest, deepest lover are in my life today, because there are no accidents in the multiverses. We're all part of the fabric of the universe, plural, and we all fit and we all have a role to play. But may it be more wonder and awesomeness and magic and beauty and art and music and passion and romance, without creepy, weird ass stalking. Of course, we don't want that. That would be awful. But true love, true passion, true romance, with honour and integrity and deep abiding respect. I want it all, people. I'm greedy. I want it all. Bye for now, my darlings. Have a wonderful day wherever you are on planet Earth or out there in the cosmos. Day, night, evening, morning. However that manifests in your own personal space-time continuum. Bye for now.